Why are we kissing each other? Why are we swapping so much spit?
But you got their tongue down your throat, and then it's like they kiss one person and they go kiss another. Episode 2, blindfold, go kiss whoever you want. Like, this shit freak the fuck out.
Theoretically can be shedding, aka being contagious for herpes simplex virus, even if you're not currently experiencing symptoms.
Hello? Did anyone notice this? Like, are you okay, brother? You got a little outbreak?
Okay, so I'm watching Love Island from the beginning. I'm barely on episode 6. And I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right?
What's good? What's good, peeps? It's your boy JP back at it again with another reaction video, and today we're reacting to Todd Boogie. Shout out to Todd Boogie. I feel like when I do videos reacting to Todd Boogie, I get some decent views on it. So hopefully we can do the same thing this time. Shout out to Todd Boogie, big dog. Shout out to you. But today's video is Love Island is normalizing hookup culture. Dangerous propaganda. So I don't watch Love Island, but my girl does. She was invested in this season. I mean, it pissed her off, but she was invested in it. So shout out to Love Island. They was really doing their thing. I obviously I just saw little clips like with Meg on it and stuff, but you know I didn't really keep up with it too much. But I did see like little clips. I walked to the living room and be like, oh, what's going on? You know what I mean? Just trying to peep in and see what's going on for a little bit. But we're gonna see what they're talking about. So without further ado, hey, before we do that, hit the like and subscribe button and join the Prosper Gang. Join the Prosper Gang. We keeping it PG. There's a lot of prosperity going on around this mug. And for sure, hit the like button because that really does help me out and supports the channel and pushes this video out to more people so we can make the Prosper Gang even bigger than what it is. So do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button and join the Prosper Gang. We going up. But without further ado, let's just get into the video.
So I listen to y'all, right? Y'all told me to go watch Love Island. Y'all said, DJ, give it a chance so we can talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't tell me that so freak the but that shit ain't about love.
I don't know, y'all. I watched Love Island and I found that show absolutely disgusting.
I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right?
I ain't gonna lie, my girl kept talking about the girl right here. She said she was getting fed up with this girl. She was falling in love in like the first day or whatever. On with the guy or whatever, like tripping out, doing too much for TV. You feel like she was like they just kept her in for ratings and shit. Could be true. We're gonna find out.
I've never really been a fan of messy TV. Like, I'm not a loving hip hop, Housewives of Atlanta type of guy. But
I don't even watch TV. YouTube is my TV. Like, the only reality TV I watch is the reality on YouTube. I don't really do that.
Now I'm a married man, so I catch myself watching what my wife is watching sometimes. And next thing you know, I'm sitting beside her like, why did she do that? Why did she do that? With my ice cream and my pillow. It's just part of being married. I don't know. We seen everybody talking about this new show called Love Island. So we like, all right, let's put it on. Let's see what it's about. You know, it's a date. It's a date. Y'all, the first 10 minutes, we was completely caught off guard. We thought this was a regular show of people trying to find love. These people on the internet that's amping up this show, they not telling y'all what's really inside of this show. From the first episode, I immediately thought they need to change this from Love Island to Freak Island.
I don't know, y'all. I watched Love Island and I found that show absolutely fucking disgusting. Cause like, why are we kissing each other? Why are we swapping so much spit with each other? It's nasty. It's gross. And then on top of that, hold on. Let me gather my thoughts.
And though I do agree with her, I do. With all due respect, I agree with her. Problem is, we live in a freaked out society. We got OnlyFans going crazy. We got Bonnie Blues in the world. We got so much, and all this is getting mad attention and mad traction. You know, OnlyFans is one of the top sites Corn Hub is one of the top sites. Bonnie Blue is getting interviewed by everybody and their mama and the other girl too. You know, it's just crazy. It's just all this. Then you got gym people, gym dudes and gym girls selling crazy looking photos and videos to draw in more attention to their fitness stuff. It's just, we selling sex. So when you sell it, they like, oh wait, we can put that on the TV too. I mean, it's gonna draw in more views, which, I mean, that's why we here talking about it. So it did something right, I guess. I mean, not right, but it did what it wanted to do, essentially.
It's literally just Cuckold Island. I hope I'm allowed to say that on TikTok, but that's literally what it is. That's literally all it is. And y'all hyped it up. I seen the clips of Huda and she's so tea, but the show is nasty.
So I listen to y'all, right? Y'all told me to go watch Love Island. Y'all said, DJ, give it a chance so we can talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Why the fuck y'all ain't tell me that bitch so freaked the fuck out? But that shit ain't about love. That shit is solely lust. That bitch should be called Lust Island. The first episode, bro.
That says a lot about people, though, because if this many people is tuning into this season, regardless of how we feel about it, it worked. Like I was saying just a minute ago, like it got people to watch it. Our mouths, no Diddy, that's crazy. What we saying out our mouth is saying we don't like it, but psychologically, we keep going back to watch it. So it's like, do you really not like it? Or you just posing for the internet, trying to make yourself look clean like you really don't like it. But deep down, like, you urge to want some of that somewhere in you. That's why you keep coming back. And that's a lot of people that's on this internet saying that. You know what I mean? So, well, they're not saying that, but that's what their body language is saying. I don't watch none of it. It's not really my cup of tea, and I'm not better than nobody. It's just, like I said, I don't really watch reality TV like that. It's just, a lot of times I think it's fake. And when you got producers and stuff that want to see the success of the show go up, you can't let it be too much reality, because too much reality might not play in your favor, and then your show tank. So you gotta like script it just a little bit, or like lead it in a certain direction. I don't know how authentic all that crap is, so I really care less. It's like wrestling, like the WWE. Like, it's made to make you believe it's real, but obviously in a lot of cases, a lot of shit ain't all that. You know what I mean? It ain't all authentic like you think it is. That's how they doing it. The host, I'm thinking it's on some. I'm thinking it's on some, like, you know, after they do their challenges, you know, like how the reality TV shows is, they do their challenges and then they get to go off and do their own thing in between challenges. So they be in each other's bedrooms and kissing in the bag or doing something. I'm thinking it's like that. No, the challenges is for you to go and tongue somebody. That's the challenge? Oh, no. Y'all like this. No. You not gonna convince me you don't like this. It's the challenge itself is to be on some freaky Diddy shit. Nah, I ain't gonna go as far as Diddy. That's crazy. But the challenge itself is to be on some freaky shit. There's no way you telling me y'all don't like that shit, cause y'all watching that for real. That's ain't no way. That's the challenge. Oh no.
But you got their tongue down your throat, and then it's like they kiss one person and they go kiss another motherfucker. Episode 2, blindfold, go kiss whoever the fuck you want. Like, this shit freak the fuck out. They got this freaky ass room with all this sex toys and shit. All of them gotta sleep in the same, like, all the beds is in one room. Motherfucking, they showed a cutscene of somebody gripping the covers, somebody was getting their kitty licked. Hey, boy, this shit ain't got nothing to do with love. Y'all motherfucker lie. Y'all lied to me.
I'm gonna do my best not to ruin the show for anybody that hasn't seen it. But literally, as soon as you turn the show on, it is...
Go ahead and ruin it, because they don't need to see it.
Nasty. These folks are selecting each other by tongue kissing each other. They're literally watching a stranger tongue kiss somebody else, and then they walk up there next and tongue kiss that same person. See, it's different if y'all out here just... you know, just a little, But it ain't no, it is a, you know what I mean? Like they singing the lullabies together. And then the next person comes up like shit is just gravy. Like, I'm next. Motherfucker still got spit on the side of their mouth from the last kiss. I'm like, this is nasty. And fellas, I'ma keep it a band, alright? I'ma keep it a stacked dizzle. If you are tongue kissing a girl right after she just got done tongue kissing a man, you just tongue kissed that man too.
He ain't said no lie. Oh man, y'all going out like that is crazy. That's a crazy way to go out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
His spit is still in her mouth. That is the strangest shit out. That's the strange.
And y'all doing it on TV, boy. The shit that people do for clout is crazy.
Just opening I've ever seen, opening a show to find love. Then you got
That's
people
crazy.
matching and saying, oh, we have such a deep connection. Until the damn games come out. The games come out and they turn into a damn Diddy party. Everybody
Oh, so I ain't the only one saying Diddy in this bitch. Y'all some little fuck freak niggas, man. What the fuck? Man, y'all gotta chill, bro. What y'all doing, bro? We grown people. Well, I was seeing some of the ages on there. I don't know how they looked at. I'm 31. There's niggas on there 24 looking like they play for the Seattle Seahawks, nigga. Like, what the fuck y'all niggas so big for? No Diddy, you know what I mean? And then the girls, I mean, yeah. Some of them looking pretty old too. You know what I mean? Especially the one that had the attitude and was crying every 5 seconds. And I ain't even watching. And I know she was crying every 5 seconds with the kid and all that other shit, right? So, yeah, they were doing too much, man. God damn, y'all gotta chill. Crazy.
freaking each other. They go from, oh my God, I'm just so serious about this person, I could really see a future, until they get a
You just watch her tongue kiss other niggas. You talking about you see her, and she was cool with it. Like, she didn't care. Like, it's part of the chat.
message on their phone that they all invited to the freak off. This is not a show of finding love. This is a orgy game. But on a more serious note, it feels like some type of programming when I watch this show. Like, it feels like they're trying to normalize being a cuckold.
Love Island.
Let me tell you something. Shout out to Top Boogie, but let me tell you something. Ain't no way y'all waiting for this. Social media was already doing it. This ain't nothing. I mean, it is a little bit extra because this show got producers and it's on like TV and shit. I guess it makes it a little different. But social media, all the social media platforms already freaked out. All the social media platforms already freaked out. So if we talking about propaganda, we late to the party because that shit been going around already. We just showing up late. You know what I mean?
Literally indoctrinating us in real time into cuckolding. They want us to be cuckolds. You're sitting there laughing when cuckolding propaganda is at an all-time high. You're sitting there and laughing. Love Island wants us to be cuckolds and you're laughing?
Y'all,
I ain't gonna lie, her face, she wasn't moving her face. She moving her lips. And her eyes going like this. She was just funny. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Pepe. Look at this. She gonna take this spit, put it down there, right? And it's gonna go somewhere. The camera gonna go somewhere else. And it's gonna come back to them. And then it's gonna, like, he gonna move back and forth like he get her. Like, look. Look. Bro, that shit. Look, she gonna take the spit, put it down there, right? Now watch. It goes somewhere else. Now look at him.
I'm telling y'all, man, this show is freaky. But even if you haven't watched the show, you probably heard the name Huda. You probably heard that name at least one time on your timeline. Somebody on your Instagram, somebody done said the name Huda in the last month. They're talking about the girl because of how toxic
she could have. Here's 3 reasons why this bitch is crazy. First off, we gotta start out strong with the mommy comment. Like, she could have came up with a better way to say this to Nick, but it just sounded kind of weird. And Nick had no idea how to react to this, so he just tried cracking a joke. I feel like a lot of people overlook this second one. She's laying in bed with Jeremiah and she's like, do I have to worry about you? And then Jeremiah's like, if we're together, no. And then for some reason that triggers her to ask him if he would share his location with her. And then I feel like that kind of freaks out Jeremiah because he's like not really cool with that. Plus I feel like it's way too early on for her to be saying stuff like that to him. Okay, and the third example really took me over the edge because it made me really think, like, did she not realize that she's on a reality show? She's over here breaking her back to see what's going on. Like, the new bombshells are coming in here for a reason, and why would she even want to be in a relationship with him when she says she can't even trust him without having his location? Let me know in the comments other things that she's done that kind of proves that she's really crazy.
And again, for the people that have not watched the show, I want you to imagine that delusional girl that you was dating and you was trying to leave, and she was like painting narratives on.
Like I said, my girl did not like her, and she was like, they probably keeping her for the show just to keep the ratings up. And like I say, that's why I say a lot of this shit is probably scripted. Like, not scripted, but like the producers moving stuff around so they can get. And what's crazy is this girl acting like this, she gonna get rewarded for that. Somebody gonna pick her up, give her her own show, or pick her up, put her in a movie, pick her up, put her in another. Because you know, a lot of times with these reality shows, and this is for somebody that don't even watch it, but I just kind of get it because like my girl watch a lot of like The Challenge and shit, and a lot of those people from The Challenge be jumping around other like reality shows or Love and Hip Hop, and they be jumping around. Just what happens is they'll blow up on one reality show and then they'll get hopped around to like different ones to just keep the ratings up, and like it's like, oh no, we can use her for our show. It's just full of crap. That's why I'm like, I don't really watch it. Like, I like watching real shit. Like, that's why I'm a YouTube person, because it is real life. You know what I mean? I'm not. I like knowledge. I like psychology, philosophy. I like understanding people in real life, not scripted. But that shit's still toxic as fuck.
Make you out to be the bad person on her way out the door when you're trying to get rid of her. She kind of harasses you and things like that. That is exactly what this girl is doing on this show. But what's so odd about her is that it seems like she's forgetting that she's on a show. Like when you watch, it feels like there's some screws missing or something. But ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your homegirls, your best friend, I ain't gonna say you, because you know how the accountability get, but a lot of women act like this. There's a lot of women that act like this, that when they're hurt, they try to act like, oh, it's the other person. When the other person just put up a boundary like, yo, I'm not about to deal with your crazy shit. So they flip the switch and say you're the problem, even though we've been watching her bug out this whole season. And then what does she do? This is the same thing ladies be doing. They run back to their friends and tell their friends only their side of the story, making themselves look innocent.
Right. But if you know her and you know her character, you know, motherfucker, I know it's another side of that story. Like, I know this. She's something wrong with her. Like, her ain't no way. It's all his fault. Crazy looking up. You know what I'm talking about.
And then the ladies' friends, y'all ain't no damn better, because y'all enable them instead of keeping it a stack. Girl, you is crazy. But fellas, I think she's a perfect example on why I think the fresh and fit guys hate women so much. Because she's the kind of girl that a lot of dudes will go for, whether it be because of her body or anything physically. You're so happy that you got a girl with a body and a decent face, you're completely looking past how she handles situations.
And if you one of those guys that hate women after dealing with somebody like that, you're just not experienced enough. And I'm not saying because a lot of women, because he did, like, it is a lot of women like that, but you're not experienced enough because you ain't been around a block. If you've been around a block, you know everybody not like that. You know every woman is not like that. You know most women, in my opinion, are not like that, but there are a good amount. It's a lot of people in this world, but there are a good amount like that, but not every woman is like that. So if somebody like that is enough to deter you from women as a whole, you a loser. I'm just keeping that shit a stack, bro. It's no reason. You just ain't been around the block enough to know. Like I said, my girl literally called her out like, something wrong with that girl. That's what she said, you know, because it is something wrong with her. So I know I ain't got to worry about that. You know what I mean? You on the other end, if that was enough to drive you crazy, that's going to be enough to where you're going to attract that yet again.
In an extreme toxic way. So now you get into a relationship with her, you get so used to her booty to the point where you're not blinded by the booty no more. So now you look up and you're like, damn, this girl is stressing me out. That's because you were so attracted to her sexually, you didn't realize that you never really checked her out up here, which is why I hear a lot of men saying all women are the same. No.
You just don't know what you're doing, and you're not smart enough to know that they're not. and you're not smart enough to pick it up early to where you didn't even have to get that far into the situation to find that out. And even if you did just want to smash, hey, handle your business, right? Even if you did just want to smash, you will be smart enough to know, she a dud. She a dud, bro. Like, off the rip. Like, you should know that. And you be like, I'm gonna finesse on my way in and finesse on my way out. Hopefully my car don't get keyed. You know what I mean? If you know what's up, you know what's up. If you don't know what's up, well, then you take that red pill route.
The women you go for are the same, which is why I say you need to understand self in order to get around better women. But the way Jeremiah was dealing with this girl, was trying to be patient with this girl after she's saying crazy things throughout the show, it is a perfect example of now you are doing this to yourself. You can't even be mad at her because she's showing you who she is. But let's get back to how freaky this show is. See, fans are starting to notice there might be something going around on this show, because when you're tongue kissing strangers back to back to back, you bound to see some effects. And let me just say this, all of this is alleged.
Hello? Did anyone notice this? Like, are you okay, brother? You got a little outbreak?
Okay, so I'm watching Love Island from the beginning. I'm barely on episode 6. And I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right? And at first I'm like, well, if everybody kissed right away, how come nobody showed? And the only one that didn't want to kiss was Bella, right? Until the last one, when she knew, like, between her and Nick was like not gonna work out. So I felt like she got a little desperate and started kissing everybody. And then I noticed this. Hold on. Did anybody else notice this? Okay. Play. Wow, rude.
Notice what? Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
But I know my heart is the prettiest thing about me. And I'm gonna keep my head held high because somebody else is going to see my worth and my value. And I trust God's plan.
Bro, right there. Like right there. You guys see that? Her lips are like bruised. One more time. Sorry, guys.
Love you, Bella.
Did you guys see that?
I see it.
So, did she know the whole time, and that's why she don't want to kiss anybody from the beginning?
I'll leave you to pack your suitcase.
Because they don't have it yet, but she was the only one that didn't.
The rest of
Oh, damn.
Y'all are in a frenzy about these alleged cold sores on Love Island, and I have seen so much misinformation regarding cold sores or herpes simplex virus. I'm a sexual health expert. Let me break it down. So the most common question I'm seeing circulating is, aren't these people tested for STIs prior to being on the show? And the answer is yes, they are. Now, I don't know what kind of panels are being run on these people, of course, but if they're following the CDC guidelines for STI testing, herpes simplex virus is not included as part of that panel. It is not standard of care to include routine HSV, herpes simplex virus testing when you're doing blood work and routine STI screening. And the reason why is because when you test someone's blood, someone who's completely asymptomatic, doesn't have any skin lesions anywhere, if you check their blood, the only thing you can check for is antibodies to herpes simplex type 1 and 2. And all the antibodies can tell you is if that person has ever been exposed to the herpes simplex virus in their entire life. And the reality is that most of the population is going to be exposed to herpes simplex type 1 or 2 at some point in their lifespan. And it may have even occurred when they were babies and grandma gave them a kiss, or in middle school when you shared your bestie's lip gloss. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will ever show outward symptoms of herpes, but you could. In fact, The Bachelor famously a few years ago stopped doing HSV 1 and 2 blood testing in their casting STI screening in order to be more up to date with CDC guidelines, and because there were so many people who would have been great for the show who were not cast because of the presence of these antibodies in their blood. And again, the antibodies doesn't necessarily mean that you will ever experience an outbreak or have those outward symptoms of herpes. So the only way to really definitively diagnose HSV is by swabbing a lesion. So you can swab that cold sore, or if you have genital lesions, and then that is a more confirmatory diagnosis. Now, if these people on Love Island actually do have a cold sore or an outbreak, that would make a lot of sense. HSV tends to flare when people are stressed out, and we know that these folks are not getting any sleep. They're being filmed 24/7. Their nutrition status is probably down. They're drinking, and that is the perfect environment to experience an HSV outbreak like a cold sore. Another thing y'all are speculating a lot on is where did it come from? Who got it first? Who brought it into the island? And the reality is there is absolutely no way to tell that, because theoretically all of the islanders and any of us could be shedding herpes, HSV, at any given time. Even if there's no outward symptoms like cold sores or genital sores, you theoretically can be shedding, aka being contagious for herpes simplex virus, even if you're not currently experiencing symptoms. Now, if you are currently experiencing an outbreak like a cold sore, then it's highly contagious. And so anything that comes into contact with that, if you're kissing or, performing other types of sexual activity, that is a very easy way to spread the herpes virus. So hopefully this cleared up some misconceptions about cold sores, herpes simplex virus. It's all the same. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments and I'd be happy to keep talking about this.
See, we don't know if it's true or not. That's a high possibility.
So
because
yeah, so she never said that. I thought she was gonna say something that's gonna like close the case. Like, they ain't got it. She never said that. She's just like, in fact, they don't even test for it. So yeah, they could very much have it. So yeah, thank you for telling us what we half-ass already know. Well, we didn't know the details, but it don't change the conclusion that we think that she got herpes. What the fuck?
What do you expect when you're kissing a lot of people? And that's my thing about people that's like overly freaky. I know some guys that really feel like kissing multiple girls in one day just makes you the man. Like when people are on that freaky stuff, like y'all do know y'all don't have to be on that freaky stuff just because super freaky stuff is happening. Like some things you could look at and be like, you know what, all of y'all are nasty, I'm not doing this. But some people want to get freaky experiences so bad that you don't even think of the possible consequences of what you're doing till you get that phone call. But I just asked myself, like, did y'all know when y'all was getting on this show that y'all was gonna be up here making out with all these people? Did y'all know that this was part of the requirements? Like, what was on the application?
You guys know the requirements just to be a contestant on Love Island? So first, they have the bombshells. Like, they have just contestants waiting until somebody like bails out or like drops out or whatever, just waiting in hotels this entire shooting time, right? You go through all these psychiatrics and all these drug tests and tests or whatever the case may be before you go there, and you basically quarantine for 2 weeks. No phone, no TV, no connection with nobody, for you to basically be mentally prepared for it. And I believe they quarantine you to drive you crazy so you can go there and act a fool. They said all the
I don't watch the show, so I'm like, what you mean? Like, why would they do that? Like, prepare you for what? You just there with a bunch of people. But I don't watch the show, so maybe it's as crazy as she's trying to make it seem. I don't know.
Like real eating is off of camera. They said that like when you see them dancing, there's literally no music playing at all, like at fucking all, because it's too noisy or whatever. They said it takes 24 hours just to record an hour episode, and they're there with no phones, no TVs. The phones that they have are only able to get in contact with staff and so on and so forth. And they do this whole thing to drive people crazy. So like,
it's not necessarily drive you crazy, but it's to embody you in the experience. Because if you can, and as crazy as it's gonna sound, if I had a reality show, you ain't having your phone either. And it's not on no crazy, it's not on no like, well, it is a little manipulative, but it's like, it's trying to embody you in the experience. So you lose track of the outside world and you are present here. Because if everybody is like, think about it. Half these people, not even half, majority of these people are probably in situationships with people in the actual world. Nobody's out here not talking to nobody. They're talking to somebody. They got something going on. But if you don't go in this situation like clear with no distractions, those distractions will come up and it will fuck up your show. And my show, all the money I spent, it ain't getting fucked up. We ain't doing that. So I can understand why like no cell phones is there. And like it's like a cruise. Have you ever been on a cruise? Like, I've been on a cruise with no cell phone service, and it's great. You know what I mean? It is fun because it's like you get all outside distractions, rent, bills, drama, family issues, whatever. All of it is left on land, and you are on this boat for X amount of days, and you just gonna enjoy your time, vacation, no distractions, no real world, no Instagram, no trying to keep up with the Joneses, no trying to share everybody what you got going. Genuine fun. And in fact, if you've never done that, I encourage you to go on a cruise, no phone. Of course, bring somebody there, that you can be in communication with, so you're not by yourself. But trip with some people, no phones, and y'all gonna have a blast. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can record yourself, but you gonna post it when you get off the ship. You know what I mean? Because you just really gonna embody the fun of what's going on. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, I can understand the no phone thing.
Be honest, we're all sitting here laughing at Huda, but in our reality, that bitch is going insane because of the quarantining and all these requirements.
That's her though. Not everybody doing that. If she's already crazy. That just the string that broke the camel back. That's all that was. She was, because everybody else ain't that crazy. She just is. She was already crazy.
Of like literally being isolated on the fucking island with these people. So like you can't tell me all of this is not like for PR, and you can't also tell me that any of these people are truly in love, to be honest, or falling.
I do agree with that. I don't think they're truly in love, but I don't think they're necessarily just insane. I do think the producers is hyping that up, like they getting more out of them because they need more ratings. It's exploitment. They really exploiting people, but at the same time, you want to be there, so you can't say it's exploiting, but it is. So they taking advantage of what you don't know they're taking advantage of because you think you're gonna get fame out of it. It's crazy.
Love, or even in like this, because of so many things you have to do before you even get there to find a motherfucking love and to get the money, I guess.
Man, this show is about money. It ain't got nothing to do with love. It is overly freaky. Like, this show makes Pop the Balloon look like the place to be if you really trying to find love.
No, that's just as bad. It ain't just as bad. It is organic though. I don't think it's scripted like these reality shows. But Pop the Balloon got its own. It ain't bad, but it's not effective is what I'm trying to say.
But it just feels like some type of sexual propaganda is trying to be pushed on us because this show got big out of.
Shout to Alette. Alette. Is that how you say her name? Shout out to them though. I think it was a great show that they put together, but it's just not effective. No shot at them. It's just not.
Nowhere. It's an island of lust. That isn't love. But pay attention how they're trying to normalize lust and being the same thing as love. For the younger generation, the 18 and up crew that's watching this show, what do you think they're starting to believe by watching something like this? They're gonna believe that getting freaky with multiple people is part of the dating process. Don't get me wrong, the show has a very interesting storyline, but the overall concept is very weird. You do not find love by swapping spit or playing sexual games with his or her friends. This is not Love Island. This is Lust Island. Pay attention to what they're trying to normalize, y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications.
Yeah, do all that for your boy. For me too, but do that for Ty Boogie. Shout out to Ty Boogie. He a real nigga, you know what I mean? But with that being said, yeah, it's definitely Lust Island. And hey, like I said, society is built around that at the moment. That's what's popping. Sex is selling that in all categories, in music, in social media, in mainstream. I just saw a video with what's that white girl, that white lady, that white girl, the singer, whatever, that's doing the most. She like the white girl, Sexy Red or whatever. Yeah, her. You got it everywhere. It's all over the place. We just kind of where we stuck at. You know what I mean? Hopefully Jesus come back and we get saved. With that being said, remember, hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. We keeping it PG. There's a lot of prosperity going on around this mug. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. And remember, there is nothing impossible to they who try. Till next time I'm out. Dose.